Buenos dias. Let's face it, our students will never remember every word that we teach them. And they're never going to know thousands and thousands of words. So what are we to do as teachers? The answer to that is the topic of this video, circumlocution. We teach them how to circumlocute. This is a natural process of talking around words we don't know in our native language. But it doesn't always come naturally in a second or third language. And that's where we come in. We can help students learn to circumlocute. So stick around and I'll share with you my 3 steps to teaching students how to use this important skill. My name is Scott, and you're watching Immediate Immersion, where we're all about comprehension-based instruction in the modern language classroom. We'll be right back. The first step is to make sure you have circumlocution posters hanging in a prominent spot in your classroom. You can download my free set at mm.us/circumlocution posters. These posters depict important keywords for circumlocution: person, animal, thing, place, and idea. This way, when a student doesn't know a word, I'll start by directing them to the posters so they start to talk around the word they don't know. I'll ask them if it's a person, an animal, thing, place, or idea. Then I'll ask leading questions to try to narrow down the search. Even if I know the word they're looking for, I'll lead them down this path to teach them how to do this so they're prepared when I'm not there to help them out. I always laugh at some of the funny combinations my students come up with. I've had dogs that meow for cat, or bikes with no chair for scooter, and other funny things. You have to marvel at their creativity. Description is the key to circumlocution. We do this naturally in our native language when we forget a word or don't know what something is called. I never let my students resort first to a dictionary for an unknown word. I tell them that they won't always have access to a dictionary and they won't always have data or Wi-Fi on their phone for Google Translate. I explain that they need to describe the word until the other person gives them the word that they're searching for, or that there's at least a mutual understanding of what they're talking about. I'll often give an example or two in English so they can see how it works. Once they hear it done in their native language, they'll have an idea of what it looks like and may even remember a time or two when they've actually done it themselves. So whenever they ask me for a word, I start by pointing to the posters, and that gets the process rolling. I may need to ask them some pointed questions to hone in on the word that they're looking for, but every time we go through this process, with every student who asks for a word, it's an opportunity to teach them the process. The last step in the process is using a dictionary. After we've gone through the process of circumlocution, I'll follow it up with a dictionary. I'll project on the screen an online dictionary and we'll do the search together. For French and Spanish, I use wordreference.com. For German, I recommend dict.cc. When I look up a word, I explain the process that I go through to find the right translation for the word I'm looking for. I show them that the first word that pops up isn't always the correct translation for what they're looking for. For example, if they're looking for the word date, but the romantic one, the first word in the dictionary is usually the calendar date. So they actually have to read through the entries and the examples to determine which word is the correct word. I'll even read some of the extended examples that use different combinations of the main word that might actually change the word that we need. The English word run is a great example. We use this word for a lot of things in English. Refrigerators run, noses run, rivers run, cars run, etc. But in most languages, they don't use the word run in the same way. So to avoid funny sentences, we have to read all of the entries for run in the dictionary to find the right word for the right situation. If you've never taught circumlocution in this way, hit the like button so I know this video was helpful. And you might consider subscribing if you want more videos on teaching in the modern language classroom. If you want to download a handy guide to my 3-prong approach, you can download it free at mm.us/circumlocution. Want to watch more? Here's another great video on teaching in the modern language classroom. Happy comprehensible input!